When we talk about blockchain and finance, our minds usually jump straight to things like speed and scale. But today, we're going to look past the hype and dive into what might just be the single most critical piece for the future of on-chain finance: plain old trust. For years now, the entire blockchain industry has been laser-focused on one metric. It's the big number you see plastered on every new project's homepage. It's the ultimate benchmark for success. And that number? It's transactions per second, or TPS. The goal has always been to go faster, to process more, to beat the traditional financial systems at their own game. The dream is this incredible blockchain that can handle 100,000 transactions every single second. But let's pause for a second. Is raw speed really the right goal for an industry that lives and dies by precision and compliance? Or is that just scratching the surface of a much bigger conversation? So, how did this obsession with speed even start? Well, to really get it, we need to understand the problem that everyone was trying to solve in the first place. It all goes back to the early days of blockchain. Networks like Bitcoin and Ethereum were absolutely revolutionary, but man, they were also slow and expensive. Network congestion, crazy high fees, and long waits were just normal. So to fix this, the whole industry poured its energy into performance. That's where we got brilliant innovations like Layer 2s, which are like express lays built on top of the main blockchain, and sharding, which is a clever way to split the network up to handle more traffic. All of it was designed to do one thing: crank that TPS number way up. But here's the twist. In solving the speed problem, we kind of accidentally created a brand new one: a clarity problem. As it turns out, just because you can move data incredibly fast doesn't mean you're moving good data. This slide just lays it out perfectly. On the one side, you have the promise of speed: sky-high TPS, lightning-fast settlement, super low fees. Sounds great, right? But for a CFO or a compliance officer, the reality can be a total mess. High throughput can just mean a fire hose of opaque data. Fast settlement becomes a compliance headache if you can't prove where the funds came from. And low fees don't mean much if it all leads to an absolute audit nightmare down the road. So here's the crucial point. Without context, a high-speed ledger is just a jumble of meaningless code. It can totally obscure where an asset came from, turn regulatory reporting into a Herculean task, and even let fraud hide in plain sight inside a mountain of data. Okay, so if pure speed isn't the answer, then what is? Well, the solution is to add a layer of meaning, of context, to all that data. And that is exactly where verified metadata comes in. Think of it like this. Right now, you might just see a transaction from wallet A to wallet B. That's it. Verified metadata tells you the whole story. Who were the people involved? What was this payment even for? When did it get the green light? And why was this transaction made in the first place? It transforms raw, sterile data into the rich context that finance professionals desperately need. Yeah, the whole goal here is to get beyond just recording that a transaction happened. It's about turning a ledger into a reliable source of verifiable, auditable knowledge, something that regulators, auditors, and executives can actually trust. So how do we actually do this? It's not magic, believe me. It's a system that's built on 4 key pillars, all designed to make sure the metadata isn't just useful, but completely trustworthy. The system really comes down to these 4 connected steps: adding clear labels, recording where the data came from, flagging it for compliance, and then creating real incentives to keep everything accurate. So let's break that down. First, you have semantic tags. Think of them like clear labels that categorize a transaction so a system can instantly see, oh, that's a treasury transfer, or that's a liquidation event. Second, provenance records. These create an unbreakable audit trail, logging exactly who submitted the metadata and when. Third, you've got compliance flags, which embed critical info like KYC status or jurisdiction right into the transaction itself. And finally, and this is the genius part, economic incentives create a self-policing system. People actually stake tokens to vouch for their data, earning rewards when they're right and getting penalized if they're wrong. Now, this isn't just some abstract theoretical idea. Let's look at the real, tangible impact this has on the day-to-day lives of people working in finance. The change is just massive. For an auditor, the pain of slogging through manual end-of-month reviews is gone, replaced by the gain of real-time automated monitoring. For a CFO who's trying to pull data from 10 different systems, this creates a single source of truth.
And for a risk officer working with incomplete models, now they get granular, trustworthy data to build truly accurate models. It's a total shift from reactive cleanup to proactive insight.
So when you put all of these pieces together, what you're really building is something truly foundational. It's a new trust layer for the entire financial world. And this is the ultimate payoff. We finally stop talking about raw speed and start talking about actionable intelligence. The blockchain becomes so much more than a super fast settlement rail. It becomes a transparent, structured database that you can actually build reliable financial products and reports on top of. This brings us to a whole new way of thinking about finance on the blockchain. The race isn't about speed anymore. It's about clarity. It's about understanding. Because in the end, for finance to really, truly make its home on-chain, it needs to be more than just fast and decentralized. It has to be, above everything else, verifiable.